welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, hi, I'm Melody, and on this channel I like to discuss fragrances. Today I'll be sharing with you some Scentbird subscriptions from the past few months. Some of them are loves, some of them are okay, and then there are some that I just don't like. So if you're interested in any of my thoughts on these fragrances, please keep watching. I decided I'd be behind the camera for this video. I've honestly just been really tired. We've been doing a lot of house things. I think in the previous videos you may have noticed that my backdrop has changed. I painted these bookshelves and then I went on painting some other things, and so there's paint under my nails, or I've got some cuts on my hands, and it's just been busy around the house. Tomorrow is my middle daughter Ellie's 8th birthday. When you're seeing this, it will be the day after her birthday. That feels like a really big deal. For those of you who do not know, and I suppose none of you would know unless you're friends or family, and if so, hey, what's up? Our middle daughter Ellie was born with hypoplastic left heart. It's a very rare and serious medical heart condition that essentially means she's born with half a heart. So she has had 3 open heart surgeries just for that condition alone. She's also had several others relating to other issues with her heart. She does have a pacemaker and a mechanical valve, so that requires her to be on blood thinners. She's had 2 brain hemorrhages due to that, so she's had a few brain surgeries as well. So for us to be able to celebrate her 8th birthday with her is just so amazing, and such a miracle. We're really so grateful. There are so many other parents who don't get to experience that, and we don't take that for granted. So I'd ask if any of you would keep her in your prayers. I appreciate everybody who comes to the channel and watches my videos. I really do enjoy having this channel, and I love sharing here with all of you. You guys feel like friends to me. Sometimes I won't just be speaking about fragrances. Sometimes I will be sharing just about my life and what's going on. And so right now that's what's going on. Earlier I had taken a bit of a break while she was in the hospital for a brain hemorrhage. She's actually been in the hospital for over a month, twice this year, and then she had other visits to the hospital. So it's been a busy year. So I will try and be consistent with the videos, but I can't really promise anything. I do have a calendar set up with many video ideas, so there's plenty of content. It's just a matter of if I can make it. So after all of that rambling, I know you guys have come here to hear my thoughts on these fragrances, so let's just get into that. I got some Scentbird fragrances that came in the standard packaging. Recently they switched to this packaging. It is quite nice. I do like the gold embossing here, but it's actually much harder to open. I've loosened this one already, but it was really challenging to get the fragrances out. They also put like plastic here. I don't know. I'm not one who's too picky about the packaging with regards to it being eco-friendly. However, I can't imagine this is more eco-conscious than just the cardboard one. So I just wanted to point that out if that's something that does bother you. So the first fragrance I have here is Rag & Bone's MONOI. This fragrance main accords are white, floral, green, vanilla, floral, tuberose, fresh, lactonic, powdery, animalic, and tropical. The top notes are banana leaf, frangipani, pear, middle notes of gardenia, tuberose, and orange blossom, base notes of vanilla, musk, and sandalwood. So my first impressions were that gardenia was a little cloying to my nose. On the skin it opens very tropical with a subtle scent of gardenia. On the card it definitely just smells like gardenia, but on my skin, I didn't pick up as much of the gardenia. I do smell a slight hint of tuberose. Eventually it dries down and it smells predominantly like a green palm leaf and sweet orange blossom. I can't get any of the vanilla in this. The performance wasn't the greatest. It was predominantly a skin scent on me, but it did last for a while. It just didn't have the greatest projection. I do like gardenia, and I do like that this is a tropical fragrance that doesn't have coconut. I was really hoping for some vanilla in it, and I suppose I could probably try this out with vanilla vibes to add in a tropical kind of salty vanilla. So I will try that out. I wish I had thought of that before this video and I could come to you with some of my thoughts on that. But I don't have a lot more time this summer for that opportunity, but I think I will try at least one time to give that a try and leave an update in the comments if anyone's interested. But yeah, this one I wasn't super impressed by, and to be honest, I don't think I would buy a full bottle of this unless I find that mixing this with vanilla vibes might make this more appealing. Next I have Memoir Archives Wish You Were Here. The main accords are aquatic, ozonic, coffee, and warm spicy. The top notes are roasted coffee beans, middle notes of rain notes, and base notes of almond. So I believe I picked this up because of the almond. If there's almond in a fragrance, I will usually pick it up. Almond is probably my favorite note. So this, it opens very sweet, but like that watery sweetness. And then there's like the strong, rich coffee, but it does have a rain note. I don't know how they create that. It's not like petrichor. Petrichor is that scent that you get from rain, like hitting pavement, that like hot kind of wet smell. No, this is like fresh, dewy rain. And I don't like maybe hitting plants or something. It gives me a pretty strong scent memory of playing at my grandparents' house when I was a child. In the morning, my grandparents would wake up and have a cup of coffee on the back porch, and us kids would go run out in the grass. And I grew up in Portland, so inevitably it's like almost always raining. So this smells like going out into the backyard playing when maybe it wasn't raining then, but like it had just rained, and so everything, like the grass, is damp. So as far as that's concerned, such a nice scent memory. It honestly does remind me of being at my grandparents', and it reminds me of my grandparents. Would this be something I'd wear? Probably not. It's such a nice scent memory, but it doesn't feel like something I'd wear on my skin. It just smells like something that I think I would like in a candle more than on my own skin. The coffee becomes more subtle and you get more of that rain note, but in the beginning the coffee feels like just a dark roasted or even a medium roast, but like a black coffee. There's nothing creamy about it. In fact, I don't pick up like hardly any almond in here. It's also quite an affordable fragrance. I would consider buying a bottle just for the scent memory. I think I'd probably use it as a room spray. I honestly don't think I'd want to wear it. If Memoir Archives made a candle, I would consider that something I would buy. But I believe this fragrance, I saw it on sale once for like $30 for like a 3.4 ounce. So if I could pick it up on a sale like that, I would probably just use it as a room spray. It is quite lovely, but I wouldn't wear it on my skin. This next one I actually do not have the container for. I did give it away because I instantly knew it just wasn't for me. So this is another one by Memoir Archives. The main accords are sweet, just sweet. The top notes are poppy, middle notes of agave nectar, and base notes of marigold. I didn't write a lot about this fragrance. I just wrote, first impression smells like daisy, or one of the daisy lines. I couldn't determine which one it was, so part of that was a little bit frustrating to me. I was like, it smells like something Marc Jacobs made. It's nice. It's a sweet, delicate floral, feels young and fresh. I don't think anyone would think twice if someone said it was a daisy flanker. I just couldn't tell you which daisy flanker it was. I do like the daisy line, and if I want a fragrance that smells like daisy, I would probably get one of the daisy fragrances. I think it's definitely more affordable than daisy. The packaging doesn't really do anything for me. Next I have Boudoir. I think that's how you pronounce it. I couldn't tell you. And it's SOMEI YOSHINO. So this one's main accords are white floral, aromatic, green, fresh, spicy, and patchouli. The top notes are shiso, middle notes of jasmine sambac, and base notes of patchouli. On Fragrantica, it's compared to Bath & Body Works Cherry Blossom, I believe, and I have that one. I suppose it does smell like it, but this one is fresher and more green, and it's definitely not as sweet. The Bath & Body Works one smells like a shampoo to me. This one smells more like a really nice hand soap. So this fragrance is supposed to smell like the SOMEI YOSHINO cherry blossom tree. And to me, I was surprised that there isn't even the fantasy note of cherry blossom, but it does smell like cherry blossom. It is really lovely. This is a perfect, clean, floral, springtime scent. It's fresh. It's slightly sweet. I really enjoy it. I believe it's also relatively affordable, the fragrance itself. I felt like maybe its performance wasn't the best, but I did like it. And so if I could find it on a good deal, which I think it's pretty affordable as it is, I would probably pick this up. I am lacking in, the sweet springtime florals. I find this one to be not super unique, but I do like it, so I think I would maybe pick this up. It's on my wish list, but it's probably further down. There are definitely fragrances that I'm more interested in, but this is one that I would consider picking up for those days where you just want something light and fresh and sweet and just feminine. So it's not too sweet though. It's not like I have some fragrances that are like really sweet for springtime, and I'm looking for something that's like maybe lighter, fresh. I'm actually starting to get into those soapier fragrances, so I would consider purchasing this one. Next, we have the very popular Tiziana Terenzi Kirke. I believe that's how it's pronounced. The main accords are fruity, sweet, musky, powdery, fresh, tropical, and woody. The top notes are passion fruit, peach, pear, raspberry, cassis, and sand. Middle notes of lily of the valley, base notes of musk, vanilla, sandalwood, patchouli, and heliotrope. So this fragrance, I feel like I may have smelled it in Neiman's one time, but I didn't try it on my skin. Unfortunately for me, this is not a fragrance I liked. The musk in here comes off incredibly screechy to my nose, to the point where I almost felt like I got a headache. And I'm not sure if passion fruit is like a note that maybe I would enjoy. I find that a lot of tropical fruits and like watery fruits can come off a little stinky or funky on my skin. I didn't actually have that much of a problem with the fruits themselves. They came off a little weird, but it was predominantly that musk. It was like the only thing that like my nose really could pick up. Like I could tell that it was fruity, but the musk was just so strong and really bothersome to me. I know that a lot of the Tiziana Terenzi fragrances smell kind of similar, that fruity thing, and I think they also have like a musk in them. I could be wrong. I don't know too much about the Tiziana Terenzi fragrances, but I'm kind of hoping they don't share that same musk, because this musk does not work for me at all, and I'd be interested in trying other Tiziana Terenzi fragrances. So if you know anything about the Tiziana Terenzi fragrances, and if they share a similar musk, I would really love to know. As for its performance, I mean, this is a beast fragrance. Like, it projects really well, and it lasts forever. But at a certain point, I kind of had to like wash it off the best I could. I sprayed pretty heavily and up my arms, so it caught onto all my hairs on my arms. So it was hard to cover up, but I did wind up putting some kind of Bath & Body Works lotion and spray over the top just to like tampen down the musk scent. It still peeked through, but it was definitely not as bad. So perhaps could I maybe have, layered this with something? Maybe, but like if it's bothering me, like there's no sense in trying. So yes, this is a fragrance that I'll probably pass on, because like right now I had sprayed it on the card. It's the only thing I can smell. It's probably going to take up this whole room. So yeah, unfortunately, such a popular fragrance that everybody loves is just not, it just does not work for me whatsoever. Next I have Room 1015's Cherry Punk. The main accords are leather, cherry, sweet, animalic, warm, spicy, smoky, nutty, and vanilla. The top notes are cherry, saffron, Szechuan pepper, middle notes of violet, mimosa, and jasmine, base notes of leather, tonka bean, and patchouli. So, just like almond, if I see a cherry note in a fragrance, I immediately have to try it. This fragrance I absolutely love, and this is 100% full bottle worthy to me. It opens up with a rich, like, juicy cherry. It's a similar cherry, I think, to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, kind of in the way that it's not as, like, bright and, um, s maybe not sweet, but it has that rich depth to, like, a darker cherry the way Tom Ford's is. Um, it's the same kind of cherry that you find in cherry smoothie. The difference with cherry smoothie is it, has like zero depth the way Tom Ford's does. It just has that like that darker cherry note. Compared to a lot of ones that are like a candy kind of cherry or like a tart cherry. So this one has that lost cherry thing, but it does differ. Where Tom Ford's is very boozy, this one goes smoky and really leathery. So the cherry is still there, but you start picking up more of the leather and the smoky quality, and it's not like a dark, harsh leather. It's a really soft and smooth leather. It doesn't remind me of like a black leather jacket or anything. It's like super smooth, like leather to my nose at least. It smells like a really worn in brown leather chair. So this fragrance makes me think of being in a cigar lounge, sitting in a well-worn chair, smoking cherry pipe tobacco. I've never experienced that, but that's what this makes me think of. It smells so good, and I have nothing like this in my collection, nor have I smelled anything quite like this. I absolutely love it, and I can't stop smelling it. The moment I sprayed this, I just kept smelling it, and oftentimes, if I am testing a fragrance, I'll test it, and when it wears out, I'll try something else that's in my collection. I immediately put it back on for the remainder of the day, so that is one of the issues. The performance isn't the greatest. It projects for like 2 or 3 hours, which isn't bad, and it's on your skin for a total of 5 hours, so it's a skin scent for the last 2 or 3. So it's not the best, but the scent is so good that I wouldn't mind topping off several times if I had to. So this will be coming into my collection as soon as I can. I absolutely love it. And I do think it would be perfect for fall and winter. And so I can't imagine wearing this too much in the spring and summer. However, it's the middle of summer right now, and I did wear it. But the day I did wear it, it was like rainy and 10 degrees cooler than it's been for basically the whole summer. So I definitely think this is more of a fall and winter scent, but I highly recommend, if you're into cherry fragrances, to try this one, especially if you're a fan of Tom Ford. So many fragrances have been compared to Lost Cherry. At this point, it's getting almost as annoying as all the comparisons to BR 540, but I think if you like something like Lost Cherry, but you're kind of sick of it, I would recommend trying this one out. Its performance is as good, if not better, than Lost Cherry, but it goes in a completely different direction. So this one I highly, highly recommend. Another one from room 1015 is Electric Wood. The main accords are woody, amber, powdery, iris, musky, and fresh spicy. The top notes are cedar, ambroxan, middle notes of resins and oak, base notes of iris and nutmeg. So it opens sweet and smooth and woody. There is a powdery quality to this. The ambroxan helps it, the fragrance, like project. You get a really nice scent bubble. The cedar is actually very smooth to my nose. I did make the mistake of going on Fragrantica and reading a bunch of reviews. There are a lot of people saying that this is very masculine. I don't find it to be. I think this is straight down the middle, unisex. Anybody could wear this and they would smell amazing. This fragrance is so good. And I honestly think this could be a signature scent. I think this could work in any weather. It kind of has a vibe of something that's like a your skin but better. I wouldn't say it's like not a perfume or something, or even Glossier You, because it's woodier than that. But this fragrance is amazing. I dare say it's maybe better than Cherry Punk. I am so impressed by these two fragrances that I really want to sample more of the room 1015. These two are so good. So the only issue with this one, again, just like Cherry Punk, is the performance. This one's projection is, I would say, less than the other one, and it only projects for the first 2 hours, and then it's a skin scent, but like it lasts about 6 hours. So I think it's worth it. I would definitely top this up multiple times throughout the day. I know there's a lot of people who just want to spray fragrance one time in the morning and last all day. Some days I want that, but most of the time I don't mind, especially I'll get annoyed by a fragrance halfway through the day and want to change to something else. So sometimes when a fragrance is so like beast mode, as people say, I get annoyed by that. So I actually don't mind the performance, if I'm honest, but I enjoyed this fragrance so much that I would happily respray this over and over. I would mention as well, this is very linear. It doesn't really change. You smell a woody powdery scent the entire time. There is something sweet in here. I'm guessing that's maybe from the resins. It could also be from the nutmeg. I find that nutmeg kind of comes off as this earthy sweetness to my nose in other fragrances I've smelled it in. Iris can also be sweet. So there's something sweet enough in here that keeps it from just being this dry wood. It is slightly dry, but not in a screechy way that some woody fragrances get to my nose. This one, it smells so smooth to me, and I don't know if that's coming from the resin or the ambroxan. Something in it is just keeping those woods super smooth. I love, love, love this fragrance. If you were to ask me today to have a signature scent, it could possibly be this one. I mean, I have several other fragrances, but I feel like this would be something that I probably wouldn't get sick of wearing. There are other fragrances I have, like I said, that I do get sick of wearing. This one was not one of them. I wore this all day for multiple days in a row. I'm gonna probably baby this container until I can get a bottle because I really don't want to run out of this. So this is at the top of my wish list. Next, I have the Harmonists Yin Transformation. So on Fragrantica, the notes are like completely wrong. I actually went to the website, and on here it says that it's the playful allure of calypso, orchid blossoms, Bulgarian rose, and iris is tempted by the smoothness of almond milk, sandalwood, and white musk. On Fragrantica, I don't think it lists rose or almond milk. I think it's probably the almond milk which got me to sample this in the first place. Almond milk is a note in Marc Jacobs Perfect, which is one of my favorite fragrances. This one opens fresh and sweet with like a lemon scent. It begins to dry down into a watery floral scent with a slight fuzzy musk in it. This musk is actually quite nice. I received an unsolicited compliment from my youngest daughter. None of my family compliments me on any of my fragrances, but this time she did. She said I smelled so good. As it like continues to dry, the florals kind of disappear and it continues to smell like a watery sweet musk. I was quite impressed by the performance of this fragrance. A lot of fresh, citrusy, soft kind of fragrances like this you expect to get a few hours wear. I think it's the musk that helps it. It lasted 10 plus hours and it projected, I would say, almost the whole time. Like I didn't have to put my hand up to my arm to smell it. I just smelled it the entire day. However, I would say you should expect it to. This fragrance is $350. For $350, I expect it to blow me away and last all day. This fragrance is nice. Definitely didn't blow me away. It's really nice. If this fragrance was under $100, I'd snap it up in a second. But for $350, honestly, I have a hard time finding any fragrance that would be worth $350. Now, everybody else has their own budget, of course. So what's expensive to me might not be expensive to others, and what I find affordable might not be to others. Everybody's budget is different. I have a cap of about $200 I'm willing to spend on a fragrance that I really enjoy or love. It has to completely blow my mind to even consider spending more than $200, and I don't think I would get up to $300. At $300, I could buy a new lens for my camera. So for me, I just can't imagine spending that much. But if you have that budget and you're interested in like a fresh musky scent, I would recommend this. This is actually quite nice, but I don't think it's $350 nice, if I'm just being honest. We're finally on our last one. This is Roberto Cavalli's Roberto Cavalli EDP. This fragrance I had heard such great things about. Okay, so sorry, jumping ahead, trying to get this video over. So the main accords are vanilla, amber, white floral, sweet, warm spicy, citrus, soft spicy, and balsamic. The top notes are pink pepper, middle notes of African orange flower, base notes of vanilla, benzoin, and tonka bean. So I had heard this fragrance talked about over and over and over again as like a cheap, affordable fragrance that's super elegant. And it is all those things. It opens as a spicy orange blossom scent. It quickly dries down to a warm orange blossom and vanilla. But there's something really classy and elegant about this. It has some vintage vibes to it. There is something a bit modern about it still. It smells like a very elegant, classic kind of fragrance. I would imagine this appealing more to people over 30. I can't imagine people in their teens or 20s wanting to smell like this. To me, this is best suited for more of a formal or semi-formal setting. And I couldn't imagine this for an everyday scent. And I don't go to many like fancy parties. Most of my fragrances I just wear for me around the house or going on errands and maybe doing a date night with my husband or something. But I don't think I would get enough wear out of this. And another reason why I don't think I'd be picking this up is because it is compared a lot to Classique Essence. I actually, after I wore this for a full day, the next day I wore both of them on each hand and I compared them. So to my nose, Classique Essence is far sweeter. It's a far better performer. It lasted all day. It projected almost all day. Really didn't become a skin scent until later on. This scent smelled sweet to me. But when I compared them, this one started to smell a little green. And I don't know what that is, but I think it's just the comparison made me feel like this scent wasn't as sweet as it should be, even though it's plenty sweet. Just Classique Essence is very sweet. So this one's performance, it's okay, but Classique Essence performance is stellar. The problem is Classique Essence is discontinued. I was lucky enough to snatch up a bottle that appeared on FragranceNet. I think it comes on and off like of those gray market sites. So, and you could probably find it on Mercari. I prefer the Classique Essence to Roberto Cavalli, but if you're interested in that kind of classy, elegant fragrance, I would honestly say that this one's probably more elegant. I don't think of like uber sweet fragrances as being super classy, if I'm just being honest. So I honestly think that Classique Essence, while it's not an everyday fragrance, it's something I would probably pull for more than I would pull for this. Even the Classique Essence is a fragrance that like I don't know how often I'll pull for it, and I have a 3.4 ounce bottle. Maybe a holiday party or something. It's really lovely, but like it's not an everyday fragrance, and neither is this one. But this one is very affordable. So if you're into that kind of fragrance, I would recommend it. But this one, it just made me enjoy Classique Essence more than I did before. So those are my review of 9 Scentbird fragrances that I got over the last few months. I hope you've enjoyed my review. I hope it was not too long for you. I want to know your opinions on any of these fragrances. Do you have any of them? Have you tried any of them? Have you tried any of the Room 1015 fragrances? Because they were not on my radar at all, and now I like want to try them all. I really appreciate everybody who has subscribed and comes and watches all my videos and comments on my videos. It's really appreciated. I'm at about 360 now, I think, so pretty close to 500, and once I get to 500, I am planning a giveaway. So if y'all would subscribe if you haven't already, that would be very much appreciated. And if you could like and comment, you know, I guess that helps the algorithm or whatever. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I really hope you have a blessed day. Bye.